There is nothing more appropriate than marching for a ceasefire on the day a ceasefire was signed. The real people desecrating armistice are those who will be laying wreaths in Whitehall while leading us potentially into another global war. Tony Blair killed up to 1 million people, including British soldiers. Suella Braverman, who wants to take Britain back to 1930s Germany. Rishi Sunak, providing cover for genocide. Keir Starmer, who's doing the absolute same. The ultimate hypocrites. Shame on all of you. Pretty sure that many of those who died in the war would look now what's going on in Gaza and be absolutely disgusted that a government is allowing that to continue. 5, 6, 7,000 children have been killed. It's as simple as that. That is what informs the humanitarian impulse, which has got people out on the streets again and again and again in increasingly big numbers. There's no nefarious, dark urges. It's just people who are disgusted by what they're seeing. And fundamentally that is because Israel is losing the narrative. The truth that it is a violent ethno-state which is determined to cleanse Gaza of Palestinian people is just increasingly obvious to people. And it's not just a left or right thing. All kinds of people have seen what's happening and will be there at these protests motivated by, again, the same thing, a basic humanitarian impulse. It's not rocket science, it's just a normal, well-balanced sense that children shouldn't be bombed. I understand that will be jarring for people in government, the kind of psychopaths who run the country, but that is what it is. Not out of hate, it's out of concern and out of a humanitarian impulse. They really wanted to ban a Don't Mass Murder Kids march. The police were under pressure from, of all people, the free speech warriors, the biggest snowflakes around. Suella Braverman, I don't know if she's trying to beat Priti Patel for her sheer Tory head girl nastiness, but she's doing quite a good job of it. She has routinely branded pro-Palestine sentiment as
hate marches,
which is just transparently wrong. But her contempt for all life on earth doesn't just extend to Palestinians. Only recently this week she's been trying to ban homeless people sleeping in tents. There is a massive disengage here between the ruling class in this country and just your normal people on the street. And it often is when there's a crisis, but I think the crisis of Gaza has really brought that to the fore even more. And fundamentally, what it tells us is that they have no answers. Neither the Tories nor Labour have any answers to the real crises. The Tories in particular are trying to turn this into a culture war. And the reason they do that is because they haven't got any bloody arguments. And so they try and reduce it down to an argument about identity, what's British, what's not. This protest will be full of all kinds of people. There will be veterans, there will be black people, there will be white people, old and young, Jewish, Muslim, but because they don't want to see children get blown up. It's not hard, lads. One of the fallbacks, the common fallbacks, which looks increasingly stupid, is that these protests are a place where Jewish people are not welcome. And anybody who is either intellectually honest or has been to one knows that Jewish people have always been at the forefront of resistance to these wars. The idea that all Jewish people define themselves by an allegiance to Israel is itself anti-Semitic.
This woman's family died in the Nazi Holocaust.
Obviously, the public under common law have the right to peaceful protest, but that could incite hate towards a specific community.
That is not hate. That is the hate to protect the Israeli extermination of Gaza. And you know what is hate? Is to assume that Jews supporting it. That is hate. That is anti-Semitic for you to even imply that the Jews support this Holocaust which is happening as we speak in Gaza.